Yo, what's up, ladies and gentlemen? We are here for Singapore. I was trying to wait as long as I could for the loading screen, but you know what? We're just gonna go straight in. Here we are, round six. 18 minutes on the clock here for qualifying. Let's go here in Singapore. It's an interesting street circuit. Very interesting street circuit. No, I'm just gonna make sure here. Simulation settings. There we go. No ghosting, just pure racing. Flat out for these drivers. Now let me fix these little fellas. Bottom here. Turn up voice a little bit. I can't. It's the max. Um, sorry here. I'm changing the dog. There we go. Look at those fellas. Game's not making noise. Um. All right. Well. I don't get why it's not. Oh, there we go. Okay. Well, here we are. Let's get all this open. And, well, let's get started. On an outlap, we have Frenny at the front. First person who will be coming up here. I've never seen Singapore with these cars in the F1 game, so that'll be interesting. Someone is going very slow. Is audio good here, guys? Anyone? Okay. Well, okay. Perfect. I wonder if the game's a little too quiet. I don't know, I have that pretty high up. Anyways, let's look at Frenny here. Never done a lap of Singapore in my life with these cars, so let's see how it goes. Looking at the guy from Tier 2 in the Ferrari. Let's see him. Throw it into turn 1. Turn 2, keep it on the edge. Game's not quiet. Wow, it's like really quiet on my thing. I can like barely hear. Anyways. Now through this section. Through turn 5. Technically, it is. This is turn 6. There's a white line on the exit, so you gotta be aware of that, as well as that curve. Here, just keep it. You want to be as close to the walls as you can. Here, just throw it through the corner as fast as you can. Get a good exit. Obviously, burn a bit for some momentum. Down to the Singapore sling, used to be a chicane. This tight section, no mistakes here. You're hitting that wall through the tightest section of the circuit, as close to that wall as you can for the bridge, pillar, or whatever it is. Now, we'll open up the straight mode for this section here. Get on the brakes. You don't really want to go over that curve too much because it dips down in that area now. Burn down this whole section where there used to be a weird chicane, but now they made racing better by getting rid of that. Through this chicane, just keep up the momentum as best as you can. Burn through this short straight into the final corner, one of the fastest corners on the circuit. And that is a 129.3 here for Singapore. JD is going to go second. Last time I commentated, had a very good weekend. Now, Big Plum will go third. Hey, tell me about the audio again. Diner will go fourth. Who is next? Who is next? Two people who are just finishing their outlaps. Pedro and Godbolt will go sixth. Next up, we will have KNYT Kid come up to the line here. That's fourth place. Next up, we have Slayer coming up to the line. He'll go sixth. The GOAT himself, Giggle Goon Fart 67, will come up to the line and go fifth. in that Alpine. Next up, we got Seau in the Audi. Get that car through the final corner and across the line. It's 8th, 2.4 seconds off. And then we have Jokovic, who invalidated, starting a lap right now. Take a look at 7 here. Another crucial player in this race. How's audio, guys? Now through awkward right-hander. Get as close on that white line as you can without invalidating, and then now come around. Thank you. Thanks, Lewis, I guess. Now, do that where that barrier kind of opens up for you, and then across the line, it's 3rd place, as Syed will go 8th. Jokovic here is on a lap. I think he's on a lap. We'll see. Gets onto the power and the battery, so we think we know he's on a lap. Gets on the brakes. If he comes into the pits, and he's not, I guess. Now with the battery throughout the entire section of this little short straight. It's not very short, actually. And now through that, the barrier kind of widens for the cars. Throw it through the final corner and up to the line. Short run once you get onto the straight. And it'll be 9th for Jokovic. Clearing of Saganil, I don't know. And that's going to be over the white lines. It's not invalid. Does the white line even matter? No idea. Now, coming across the curbs there. Not using all the track he could, but still quite nice. Now around the final corner and up to the line, it'll be 7th. Alongside his teammate in 8th. Then we got Dark here starting a lap as well. And people starting some laps around as well. Their 3rd laps in a second. Now, through turns 1 and 2 for the Mercedes driver. Let's check the championship while we're at it as well, ladies and gentlemen. Alright, we got someone to invite. Well, gotta do a little something there. Well, through the 2nd sector here at the end of 2nd sector, now into the 3rd sector. Coming around these final few corners, down the short straightaway. Where you don't use, or you actually use a lot of battery, really. And then, now around the final chicane on the circuit, through the final corner on the circuit, up to the line, ladies and gentlemen, that will be 6th place. Mercedes 4-6 here. Next up, we got Siet. I have no idea if that's how you pronounce that, but he's going to go 9th. Top 10 all within a second, almost within half a second. Diner's coming into the pits. His teammates just starting a lap. Next up, we got Mark. They've actually fixed the yellow flags now. Yellow flags don't get rid of your overtake mode anymore, which is great. So no more penalties for causing yellow flags, ladies and gentlemen. Anyways, now coming across the line and down the front straightaway for the championship leader. On the brakes through turn 1, doesn't spend a lot of time cutting it. Frenny's going to go to provisional pole again. Or stay there, actually, with a 129.1. Now, going into turn 6. Championship leader gets on the brakes through turn 7. Let me pull up a track map here of this track so I can see all the corner names and stuff. Through the Singapore Sling, and here we go. Now through turn 11, 12, 13. Get as close to that wall as you can. Now once you get on the power, get a good exit. Use the battery to get some momentum out of the car. And then through these awkward right-hander, back on the battery in straight mode to the left-hand kink on the straightaway. On the brakes, back on the power, which I don't know why the telemetry's not going to show that. But then coming through the final corner, throw the car in, out to the line. It's going to be third for the championship leader, really close to almost beating JD. Now, if we continue to look back at the standings, as I would like to, or as I wanted to. Oh. Look at this, we got a Ferrari on a lap, and that Ferrari is currently in the standings, second. 51 points off of Mark. Ferrari leading the standings against Red Bull by 14 points. That was in the wall. Wing damage there for 7. And that is a lap over in an instant. Unfortunately for the Ferrari. Here's Jokovic going through this fast section here. By fast, I mean it goes straight into a hairpin, which is slow. Anyways. 3.5 tenths up, coming out of turn, coming out of turn 14. That kick is 15 to 16 and 17 here. Get as close to the wall as you can. That's too close to the wall. But lap's not over. Through the final corner. Almost flat out, I think that was. And 3/10 gain. No position gain, though, for the Racing Bulls. Here's one of the McLarens here, Saginil. Coming around the final few corners here. Just sliding against that wall a little bit. Throwing the car through the final corner and up to the line. It's going to be second there. 2 tenths off. 2.5 tenths off, really. Of Frenny, who is currently leading the pile here. Next up, we have the GOAT. By next up, he's nowhere near next up. I don't even think he's on a lap. Let's look here at Slayer Siskad. Okay. What a horrible time to look at it. I feel bad. I should look away now. As Frenny goes past. Alright. Anyway, let's look back up at something a little less sad to the Alpine, which does have the rear wing lowering to the opposite way that we usually see. Hopefully they add the Macarena wings soon. No, they can't really, just because it's, you know, they gotta have a major update to do that. They have updated the Williams, though. The Williams is the real Williams now. Anyways, coming through these few corners here. A little slow, awkward section. Requires a bit of concentration to, you know, not keep the car out of the wall, which is very easy to do around a circuit like this. Anyways, throwing the car through these few corners. Taking all the track he can get. Through the bridge section. Through turn 13. And down the straightaway. 6 tenths up on his time. Near over that. This could be very good. Nearly pole if he can just keep the momentum up. Throughout the lap, he only needs 200s off of that second sector time. Throws the car through the final chicane as best as he can. Get on the battery. Throw it through the final corner as best he can for the Alpine. What's it going to be? It's provisional pole by less than half a tenth for the Alpine. Sayed goes up to first with that one. What a lap there. Now we got to see Frenny's response. Up in the first sector by not enough so far, but he's already chipped out half of that time in the first sector. 2.5 minutes left to go. And he's going to back out of this one from here. 7's on an outlap as well. There's the Cadillac of JD coming around. Slayers Heskad's going to retire from the session. I wonder what for. Hope that's not an on-track thing. By the looks of, pressing the retire on-track button. Looks like it is. Yeah, it looks like he's probably spun and then done it. But that doesn't matter now, because we have a qualifying to look at. Anyways, Sayao is currently the first person on track who's on a lap. And I think I lied, actually, by accident. I feel bad. Siet, I think, if he's going for another one. We'll see if he's going for another one. Sayao is going to go off the circuit instead. So now it's KNYT Kid bringing the car through the final Singapore Sling through the Singapore Sling section and the bridge. Syed stays out on circuit. Probably going for another lap is what I'm assuming he's doing. But anyways, KNYT Kid 2.5 tenths up as he comes through this final few corners. Turn 16 and 17 is the chicane, followed by 18 and 19. I think it's a double kind of final corner. I think it's not. Then it's just 18. Anyways, KNYT get up to the line, third place, very close qualifying for the top 3 so far. Next up, it's Dark, who's invalidated. Sayao is also invalidated unless he's going again now, which I think he is. Wouldn't see no reason why not to. Here's JD. He's going for another one, I think. Pedro's going to come up to the line. Hasn't done anything worthwhile. Jokovic, neither. Hicks just starting one. Mark, I think, just starting one. Frenny puts himself back on pole. Right here, right now. Hicks not doing it. The GOAT has gone off. Oh, man. Mark, I think, looking on a fast one here, trying to get something out of this. Big Plum can go 8th. At the end of qualifying here, Syed's going to come into the pit lane. This guy's off pace here. I'm assuming the Haas behind him is as well. Yes. Not a bunch of good laps going on here. Dark is down on his time as well. Sayao is. Everyone's down on their times here. This is being a horrible qualifying session for these guys. Pedro is not down, though. He's got a good lap time here to move himself up the field towards the top 10, currently trailing out of it. Thank you for following, Lenny Kenny. What a great chat. Oh, JD to pole. 128.9. We were looking at the wrong person. Pedro goes 5th and propels himself to the top 10. Looks like a Mark. Mark's going to go 2nd for the championship leader, beating his rival 7, who's down at 8th. 4 now. And the only person left is Frenny, who comes across the line to finish it off. And the GOAT will come 10th. JD will take pole position here in Singapore. What a qualifying session, ladies and gentlemen. Well, JD's going to be on pole by over a tenth here in Tier 2, the only man into the 128s. Then it's Mark, the championship leader. Then Frenny, Sayed, KNYT Kid, Pedro, Saginaw, 7, Big Plum, Gigo Goonfart for the top 10 and below. I'll be right back. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back here for Singapore before the race. Everyone's on hards. I think this is one of the circuits where it's you're kind of stuck in the just one stop kind of. Anything else is just not worth it unless something else happens, which could bring chaos. Anyways, hards, mediums. Some crucial people in this championship doing some different things out here. Ferrari leading Red Bull by 14 points. The sole Red Bull in this race is currently out-qualified both Ferraris. Ferrari doing a bit of a split strategy here. It's up to the drivers, of course, unless they have contact with each other. Some of them probably do. But some mediums we're seeing here. This is crucial stuff here because if this race is just medium hard or hard medium one stop, then I think that's what they'll have to do. If it's not, well, someone's saying change your strategy, make you start on hards. Don't know what that means. But a lot of people going mediums now. Apparently someone's ready up. Well, we'll have the lights now. 5 lights for the Singapore Grand Prix. It is go time. JD gets a good start. I think Mark does as well. Already alongside him. Already trying to get a move into turn 1. JD sort of goes off the circuit. Mark's going to have to almost back out. A bit of contact between the leaders and the top 2. That leaves Frenny open to make a move. These two, one of the drivers fighting for the championship in the top 3, and he's past Mark, the championship leader, down to 4th. Right now, KNYT Kid also takes advantage. Zuas is falling a bit towards the back as well. Pedro's had a horrible start, 5th, down to 9th. JD has the lead ahead of Frenny as they go into the second sector. Drivers jostling for position behind. Pedro trying to make moves here to recover against the Mercedes, who are currently running 6th and 7th. Syed trying to make moves here as well. almost everyone on the medium tire. Only Hicks is the sole man on the hard tires right now. His teammate up in fourth. I said sole Red Bull earlier. I did not realize he had joined. Anyways, the drivers jostling for position here. Saya and Slayer Siskad making moves. The Williams stays in 13th place. JD starting the second lap of this race. Out here, that's 1 of 31 to go. 30 to go. And now Franny already on the back of this Cadillac here. He'll have overtake, I believe. And that gives him that boost to put himself to the outside into turn 6. Try to go for this lead early. Around the outside, goes off the circuit, stays in ahead. And there'll be questions on that one. If he really was forced off fighting here. Saginaw Big Plum. The Mercedes trying to get into 5th place. The other Mercedes having a horrible exit there. And sliding, and that the Mercedes will go into 6th place for Plum there. And the train behind as well. Closely behind. And at the front, they've already broken away. Hey, can someone explain to me why people are saying it makes you start on hards? And why everyone should change it? I don't get what that means. Anyways. What's wrong with going on hards? Anyways, Frenny in the lead of this race, coming around lap 2 with a possibly questionable off-track move. He didn't get an illegal overtake. Claire Saskad already has a 3-second penalty, only a lap in. What's wrong with the hard tires, guys? I don't get that. I don't get why they got a ping saying, watch out for the hard tires. Anyways. Going through turn 5 here. JD not having an answer for Frenny. Where Frenny passed him just a lap previously. KNYT kid on the back of him. JD almost dropping out of the 1 second. Now Frenny is running away here. And back here we already have a train forming. And by trains I mean the chaos causer of street circuits. But we'll have to see. As there is yellow flags. It's Godbolt in the barriers. No damage, though, on his car. Interesting. Well, unfortunate for him. Let's take a look at the go here, Giggle. Now coming around, that's 7 going very slowly. That's Godbolt going very slowly again in the bridge section. I wonder what's going on there. Tap of the rear to 7. This guy is trying to get it back, right? Wonder if he can. Looking like 2021 has here, if I'm being honest. Anyways, he gets back going. It's Mercedes McLaren here. From 5th to 8th. They're starting to pull away from this other field behind, led by the Alpine of Sayed. And the front 4 have already pulled away as well in their own train. Just starting to form here. A little bit of train drivers start to save their batteries, save their tires. Maybe even save fuel if they because obviously underfueling is the way to go with these regulations. Especially with all the lifting and coasting you're going to have to do. But right now, through across the bridge. And towards where, yeah, I know nothing about this corner, actually. I have no idea anything that corner could be. But Well, the Haas is not having a good race so far, and, well, all these drivers just in a train already. Already proving that I guess it is a little bit difficult to overtake anyone at this circuit. As now the other Haas having issues getting going. I guess giving us something to watch. Anyways, Plum bringing us down to turn 6. Doesn't have a lot of deploy, but the McLaren just can't get close enough. Oh, your power went out? Ah, dang. Dang, Shiesty. Well, I guess the strategy will come into play here. He's probably hoping at the back of his train there that maybe a safety car comes out after all the medium tires make a pit stop, and then he can be left. Maybe taking big gains from that safety car. I don't know why, but anyways, you already have a first pit stop in this race. Godbolt coming into the pits off those mediums that he's just scrubbed by spinning twice. And going on to the hard tires already. And guess what? He's spun on those hard tires as well. And he's going to cause yellow flags, and he's also going to become the first person to get lapped. That's probably why. Tad issue there, ladies and gentlemen. When it comes to visuals, he's got a floating front wing. New technology going on here. Down at the Haas garage. His teammate doesn't have it. I guess they might have made a mistake. I don't know. Well, yeah, I'm just gonna look away. Anyways, battle for the lead here. JD looking for a move on Frenny, who passed him just a few laps ago on lap 2. And now he's looking for a move. Oh, no. Oh, horrible message going on there at the top there. Boo that 3-second time penalty for doing that to Giggle. Anyways. JD really looking for a move here on Frenny. Wants that lead back, fought for it at Coda. I'm assuming he fought for it in the last race. And he's looking for another one here. He's looking for a real one now, I'd say. Won the last sprint in Coda 2 rounds ago. Couldn't get the double down. Oh, that Haas, man. Jeez. Dark gets 3-second time penalty for track limits. Well, guys, it's street circuit. Anyway, I know there's a few places where you can do it, but damn. Anyways, JD might get this one on the straight like Frenny did to him, maybe identically. At Cadillac is number 35. That's my number, except I'm in tier 1. Anyways, here's JD with the battery. Frenny burning his as well. Trying to get close to the outside, maybe trying to make that dive, but just got outbroken. It's because somebody switch back. Frenny goes off the track again, like when he fought with JD, and JD's up to the lead. KNYT could on the back of Frenny as well for good measure, put in some pressure on. Looking to maybe take a piece of this pie and maybe get a double overtake there. Mark getting a little bit of a bad exit there, sliding on exit, going to the middle of the circuit. Close to the wall there for these drivers as well. Excellent pictures there, in my opinion. A little bit of a break in the McLaren Mercedes as we have a bit of fighting here as well. Side by side between Sayed and Pedro, maybe, if he's going to back out. 7 goes for an ambitious move and cannot get that one to work. Really looked for it. Or maybe he didn't expect the drivers going side by side would brake so early, but ambitious dive made by him. Maybe he can bring it back. His teammate up in Second is championship rival, 51 points ahead of him. In fourth, right now, he's down in 10th. It's not the minimum points in this league. That's 12th, but still, he would really like something more than that. Battle for the lead won't continue through turn 6 on this lap. But this battle will continue, trying to go for the outside here through turn 5. And through turn 6. Will it continue? Very well, almost off the circuit there. Still side by side in turn 7. Will they get around the corner? They do. Tapping him, and he's going to go in the barriers. A slide for Pedro leaves Dark with wing damage in the barriers. I told Dark good luck earlier. I think I might have jinxed him. I'm sorry if I did. But wing damage, and he's going to be in the barriers. Tapped by 7. Backwards on the circuit. And spinning that car back around as best as he can. And luckily for him, nearest person behind is 20 seconds back from that train. And, well, the wing damage proving its toll on that Mercedes. And I think he might just want to pit from that. A horrible moment there. He got suspension damage or something? I know that's not in the F1 game, but a horrid race for him. A race that was looking good as well. Caused by fighting Pedro. He's gonna be having an off as well. But I think he'll be into the pits with this one. Yeah, 100%. Cut the pit line there, but I don't think that there's not a rule for that in this league. 10-second penalty for pitting in the pit lane as well. Oh my days. Just gets worse and worse. But Franny's gonna look very good for him. Almost pushing JD off the circuit side by side into turn 7. He'll back out, try to look for a switchback. Cannot get it done. And KYT Kid is looking at this very happily, knowing they're not getting away from him. And if they crash, it's going to be a lead for him. Looking for a move there, Frenny. I wouldn't look for it there, but whatever. I don't know. I forgot the saying. This guy is spun. Dark gets a position. Godbolt retires from the session in front of the leaders. And they'll have to pass him because his car doesn't ghost. But it'll go off the circuit, but it might have prevented any overtaking for any drivers in that section. Specifically at the back here, maybe. Yeah, they'll just have to back out whatever moves they're making because they can't. Anyways, leaders here. Going to turn 1 now, lap 10 already. Time's flying by. Frenny looking for a move on JD. Take back through this race, top 3 in a close battle. Top 2 really going at it with each other, and KYT Kid trying to look to see if he can pick anything up out of it. And really trying to see if he can make anything out of what these two are fighting. Is side by side in a turn 6. Frenny gets the move done. He goes off circuit. JD's going to take advantage of that and goes to the inside. They're going to make contact in the barriers for the top 2. JD, and trying to reverse out of it into the other Mercedes to get wing damage. Oh my goodness. The top 2, horrible. KYT Kid takes the lead of the race with Mark following behind him. Oh my days, and it gives the Mercedes wing damage. Frenny is about to be seeing some penalties here for that move there and that rejoin. 100% wing damage for him now. JD in 5th got away with it. And now he's going to have to, he's got no damage here, actually, luckily for him. And he's going to now have to make a big climb back if he wants to take the win. Luckily, I think he knows he's faster than these drivers around, and he's going to have to make quick moves. But something that was coming, and KYT Kid was praying would happen, probably been manifesting it, has happened on lap 10. And oh my days, Frenny going to be in the pit lane to fix that damage. Big Plum staying out after he gets caught up by that, and now the train is going to be centered around him because of the damage he's been given by Frenny's rejoin. Gotta remember, there's no ghosting, unlike in other leagues. But now this train is going to be really close together, and this could cause another incident, if I'm being honest. Just from the fact that now we're stuck here with a much bigger train than we already had, with the leader with wing damage. It's going to be a little bit, it's going to take a toll trying to get past him, especially with wing damage. But Singapore is a place where you can make a few dive bombs, maybe some ambitious moves, and get away with it despite the fact that it is a street circuit. And maybe these drivers will start seeing these tires reach the end of their lives. Maybe Big Plum's going to be in the wall, and that'll let Saginaw pass. It'll give JD the opening he wants and needs all the way up to the wall here for the Cadillac, staying on the inside. A bit of wheel banging as they go through as well. And around the outside, he'll get that one. And outside will be looking for it as well. Plum cannot keep the speed up through the final corner with the wing damage, and now Syed's going to be stuck behind him for a few corners now. JD is free, now only has Saginaw ahead of him. But mistakes are costing drivers here, and it's causing us to have a little bit of entertainment. And now Syed trying to make a move now, cannot get the overspeed that he needs down the straight. Plum also getting that bit of overtake mode. That'll really help him. He won't get it on this next lap, probably, most likely, by the end of it, but this will be something that costs him. Oh my days. Now Frenny has the issue, and this is one of the people that we need to look at. Anyways, you know, oh, Dark has it. Anyone who changed their front wing, I think, is the issue. Oh my days. Well, ladies and gentlemen, people are, you know, seeing something that might help them. I don't know. Technological advancements. Anyways, the Alpine looking for a move here. We'll switch to the inside. Coming through this corner. Close call with the wall. And now going into turn 16. Can he hold it? Dark's going to hold it. Good. Not Dark. Plum is going to hold it. Making moves, and that's in the wall for those two as well. Just wheel hooking it. And that'll cost them a lot. These drivers trying to get into the pit lane and just not able to do it. Jokovic's going to have to cut around it to get in there because there's just drivers in the way, and he wanted to come into the pits. Plum comes in as well, knows it's time to go, and the wing being replaced. Both Mercedes now have this technological advancement, I guess, of a floating front wing. Didn't know it's the future, ladies and gentlemen. Giggle Goon Fart gets another 3-second time penalty. Jeez. And now JD looking for third, trying to be on this recovery drive after what happened with Frenny. And now Ferrari having a bit of a dreadful race here while fighting with Red Bull for the championship. There's a yellow flag. It's Diner ahead of these drivers. Blue flags, no ghosting, so they are actually being held up here. He'll get out of the way as soon as he can. Great stuff there. That's going to leave an opening for JD, of course, using the battery to get alongside to the outside here of the McLaren. Trying to hold on to this one. Does it work? No wheel hooking this time. He's probably scared of going on the outside now of drivers, and that was probably a bit of a close call for him. Now trying to burn as much of the battery as he can to get down here. Has to get off the battery, knowing that it's probably not in this corner. Maybe another one. And oh, look at that. Saginaw throws it into the pits now. That frees up JD, and he'll have overtake mode for another lap as well. McLaren coming into the pits here. His front wing doesn't get messed up because they didn't replace it. Diner's going to retire from the session in the pit lane. It's double stack for McLaren as well. That'll lose Pedro a bit of time as they go into the hard tires. He started on the hard tires. He'll stay out a bit longer, and now he gets to fight with the absolute goat of usernames in a turn 6. To the inside, gets it, and a good move there. Clean move, and that's the Red Bull up to 5th for now, not after pit stops, like a net P15, I think. Not P15, P like 11. Don't mean to disrespect him that much. Anyways, look here, a little bit of fight here. Plum and Slayer. Plum's trying to make that technological advancement of a floating wing look like it does good, and by I mean technological advancement, I mean glitch. Saya was hopefully going to try to take advantage of this. If he can. Feel getting a bit spread out now as one of the top 2 drivers, the championship leader, comes to the pit lane. After 13 laps on those tires, 14 really, he will go on to the hards, and that beautiful Red Bull has to wait for the... No, he doesn't have to wait for the Cadillac, who's also gonna have this quick tire change and come out behind Mark by not that much. 7 as well coming out here, and by not that much. Saginaw and Frenny getting the undercut in the end here because of how he got that earlier pit stop, but his tires aren't going to be liking it. That's for sure. Probably near the end of this race, he'll have to try his best to have not as much on that. This is a fight here. 7 getting caught up here after making his pit stop, with some drivers who did end up undercutting him. Trying to make a move here. Sayo as well. And on the inside, 4-7, not able to get that one done. Here's going to be Sayo looking for a move, not able to get that one done either. He'll bump the back of Slayer, and that'll lose him a lot of speed there and momentum. And now Sayo looking for a big move. With the battery to the inside, and the Singapore Sling got to back out of that one. Otherwise, you're both dead. And, you know, we don't want that. Anyways, currently no safety cars, no nothing in this race. Completely interventionless. So far, KNYT Kid, race leader, coming into the pits. He stays out, will inherit the lead. 4 now. Dark's going to retire from the session. In the pits. No. He retires. He causes this virtual safety car. I don't think that was in the pits. Alright, not pits, in the menu. That'll give KNYT Kid a big advantage here. Saginaw on the back. Frenny's back up to this front pack here. KNYT Kid with that virtual safety car being caused. I think that was a real crash. It gets second place. And the net lead here. EX is probably hoping that safety car came out much, much earlier. Probably not actually. Never mind. Plum serving that 10-second under this. Quick safety car puts on new hards again. And will come out here. I think we're going back to green. In a second, I don't get to see it. Here's Frenny with the so-called technological advancement, apparently. And his Ferrari, and Slayer gets a 10 drive-through for speeding. And now these drivers will all had different restarts, now getting unleashed onto the track again. And now said this battle fighting for the final points positions here. 10th down to 13th. 12th is of course the final points bank position. And Pedro knows he might be faster than some of these drivers, trying to make a move as best he can. Giggle trying to make a move, not able to get that one done. Plum gets a 3-second time penalty for cutting the circuit. And oh, on the outside here for Giggle, trying to make this move. Not able to make it work just yet. Usually use the battery to try and make it. Gets the door open for him. Free move given to him. Trying to pull this one around the outside. Let's look back up here because we have a battle for a further position. These two who just crashed earlier around the outside for JD, looking for a big move. Not able to get that big move done. Unfortunately for him. This is a battle here as well. This is another battle, three-way battle between the Alpines and this McLaren. Syed's going to get past Giggle. And Pedro's going to get past both of them. So, in the end... Oh, Syed's going to give it back. Thinking Giggle's faster than him. And we'll try to carry it on. Here's 7 trying to look for a move. Has to back out of it. And that was important for him. JD got past. Am I stupid? Did I just say that? I don't know. Whatever it is, these two are fighting big here. 7's going to go deep. Slayer's going to go back to the inside, which switches to the outside, but not able to get it done. He's got a drive-through as well. He'll have to come into the pits for speeding under safety car, virtual safety car. I think that might have been a warning for him as well. 7's going to be gone. He's going to be into the pits to serve this drive-through that he has, unfortunately for him. Williams not having a good outing here. And he'll have to just bring this one slowly through the pits. And he'll be kicking himself, or what might have been just maybe a stupid mistake, getting a bit too trigger happy with the throttle. And Giggle's living up to the fact that his teammate let him through and has caught up to Pedro ahead of him. Now using the battery to try and get a bit of a speed advantage down the straight, not able to make it work. And used a lot of battery in that fact, so he'll have to save some of it. Well, so far this race has calmed down right now. Hicks ahead of KNYT Kid. Hicks hasn't pit yet, and now here's what I really wonder. Will he hold him up for his teammate? The championship leader in third. Teammate to this fellow who hasn't pit yet. And oh, just very slow through the corners. Really holding up this KNYT Kid here. Racing Bulls versus Red Bull. Old tires versus new. KNYT Kid is passed. But that wasn't without holding him up, which really brings advantage to Mark just a little bit when it comes to catching up. He's lost a bunch of time. Mark's going to be on the back of him, and he'll probably let him through, hopefully. Well, yeah. Bit of strategy going down here at the Red Bull camp. There you go. He's let him pass. He'll probably now hold up Saginaw behind as well. JD gets a 3-second time penalty. Oh, no. That's one of the race leaders here, making a crucial mistake. Saginaw does fight him and gets past him. Quickly knows what's up here. Well, he knew what's up, and he made sure that he wasn't affected by it. That's for sure. Syed's now got Jokovic on his tail. Going side by side through turn 7. He'll have to back out of that one. Otherwise, he probably would have been in a wall. Burning towards the Singapore sling, trying to look for a move. Can't get anything. Maybe just trying to sneak a little dummy in there as well. Let's try and see if we can get the Alpine to do something erratic. So far, the answer is no. Pedro's now catching up to Sayao in front of him. He's hoping to do. Hicks knows, I've done what I can. I'm coming into pit lane. And he's probably hoping for a safety car, a late safety car that'll help him out here. Nothing came. He'll be on the mediums now. He'll drop out of the points. Actually, no, he won't. I think he'll be in 12th. But besides that, you'll be liking how this is going. Giggle still on the back of Pedro here. Pedro trying to get an overtake mode from Sayao as best he can, pushing to get close to that Audi. But that Alpine is looking feisty, not able to get close enough for turn 6. Maybe turn 7. Can he? On the outside. Almost. If you get a better exit, try to do an over-under. No. Not turn 8 either. Well, a little bit wide as well. You'll lose some momentum doing that, and... well... Mark currently on a bit of a win streak here. And that might be over if he can't get up to KNYT Kid. He's really pushing to try and get there, but... hey, if he's washed, he can just say that. I'm joking. Anyways. Remember, guys, come join us. Link is in the chat, told by the Stream Elements bot. And if you're sick of the ads, you can subscribe to get rid of them. If you like, I think it may be paying money. I don't know. If that's what that is. Fights in the midfield here. Pedro and Sayao. And Giggle Goonfar. The GOAT of all usernames in 9th in the Alpine. And now Pedro knows he's a bit faster than Sayao. He obviously is, because he caught up to him by a second or two. And, well, he'll be interested in getting past him so he can get this Alpine off of his rear end. Well, that was a nice camera angle. Oh, it's gone. Besides that, JD is well getting close to the other McLaren of Sentinel up in 3rd, but he has a 3-second time penalty. He might not be able to keep on a hold of that. And especially now he's going to be hoping, I hope another safety car doesn't come out, because then I'll be screwed. But anyways, besides that, this battle will keep going here. The Singapore Grand Prix, lap 22 of 31. We'll have 10 laps to go at the end of this one. Let's look up here, because JD's looking for the outside in the turn 1. Saginel's not going to back out of it. Bit of contact off the circuit for JD. He'll have to back out of it, because it'll be an illegal overtake otherwise. But aggressive stuff going on here for these two, fighting for the podium. One with a penalty, though. But JD will have the overtake mode, has the battery as well, to get himself to the outside in a turn 6. And it's a move that'll get him past. Hejno does not have much of a response there. One McLaren's getting past the other, might be getting past here. One overtaken, one making the overtake. He'll be pushed across the white lines. 7's gonna have a mistake. He's in the middle of the circuit. And you'll seize up this race, and the other McLaren cannot get past by the time I catch where 7 was just stuck. And side by side here, Hiex on Jokovic, trying to make a move. Jokovic has to cut the corner and gets a 3-second time penalty in the process. He's probably hoping he didn't have to do that, as now he's catching up to say it. And will he make a late move to the outside instead? Very opportunistic, if it had gone well. It didn't. Obviously. But Hiex looking for a move here. He's going to have to go wide, trying to avoid broke later, but I probably wasn't expecting the Alpine to break so early. Or something, I don't know. And we're now with the battery to the outside with the overspeed. A big overspeed pushed against the wall contact. Oh dear. Drivers who came to contact, Jokovic backs out. Frenny gets a 3-second time penalty. Now that's very interesting. Was that a double 3-second time penalty? No, it wasn't. I don't know. Someone showed up there. Anyways, Hiex has Jokovic on the back, and then we have 2 3-way battles. Actually, a 4-way battle ahead now. with Saya within sevens, 1 second, 1 second. The man second in the championship by 51 points, about to lose a lot more to Mark, who's in second. But anyway, side by side here, Sid and Hicks. Hicks will get that move done before the corner, really. Outbroke him, and that's the move done up to 10th. And now it's probably looking ahead. If he can gain nearly 9 seconds, 8.5 seconds in less than 10 laps. I don't think he can, but hey, nothing's impossible. Anyway, so let's look at this four-way battle here. A little bit distant, 7 starting to pull away. Pedro's still looking for a move, trying to make something work out of it. And really just trying to get past Audi. He's been trying for multiple laps now. And just hasn't been able to get it to work. Just hasn't found the openings, or just hasn't been able to outbrake that Audi. Now into turn 1. It's heavy braking zone, but not a good enough corner to make dive bombs. A lot of the corners here are heavy braking, but just not long enough corners to actually do anything with them. But now, down this straight, he can have the overspeed using the battery to get past this Audi before the corner. And I wonder if... Nah, Sayal is going to back out of it. Knows maybe that fight is over. Same exact thing going on back here, but from a little bit further back. Jokovic's going to go to the outside here of Sayed. A little bit of tire banging there. Off the circuit a little bit, I think over the white lines there. And now it'll help Plum try to bring himself back into the points here. 6-second time penalty on his end, so if he gets there, he'll have a little bit of more work to do past that. And make that 3-second gap. If he can. Now, I think Pedro's going to start pulling away here, looking for 7 there in 6th. And just trying to make something out of it. Saginaw currently looking at a 3rd place here. If he can just stay with it, JD's 3-second time penalty. Of course, though, you don't want to rely on that because, you know, what if it gets removed? What if someone was pushed off circuit? You never know if they can get a penalty removed. So you always got to try and beat them on track no matter what. Can never just give up on it. And so I'm certain he's still pushing. Anyways, here's Jokovic on the back of Sayed still. Trying to make a move work some way, somehow on the Alpine. Hicks has gained a decent bit of time, actually. He might be able to catch up to someone by the end of this race. If he keeps pushing at maybe this rate, but it'll be very late in the race that a battle would come up. Anyways, look at this. Jokovic having a big speed difference. He'll try to go to the outside, but the gap will close before he can get there on the back of the Alpine, and not able to just make a gap open up for him. And that makes it a 3-way battle, except they all have 3-second more penalty. Jokovic has... Sayed has no penalties. Jokovic has 3 seconds. Plum has 6 seconds. Another horrid weekend for Mercedes here. Like in Coda. So they'll really be hoping to bring this one back somewhere in the season. Here in Tier 2. This is one of the closest battles on the circuit. There's one ahead of them, but it's a little bit more separate, kind of. But look at this. Plum using the battery here, trying to make a move happen, and he's not able to. Not in the turn 16, at least. KYT Kid has pulled a 4-second gap on the championship leader Mark. Has this race nearly in the bag if he could just keep it clean from here. And he's going to be hoping that no one in these battles decides, yeah, it's my time to go into the barriers. Close fighting between these two. Trying to make a move, but the gap's just going to close on him. Before he can try to use the battery to really cement a move there. Jokovic's going for it again against the Alpine. He'll be pushed all the way against the wall to make big contact off the circuit. Plum's going to get this move down. And they'll be questioning if Sayed's just moving a bit too much. But that'll be up to questioning later. A little bit of a bounce off the wall there for Sayed, I think. A little bit of wing damage as well. That's probably something that's affecting him. I never noticed that before. Cormier's got this apparent technological advancement, I don't know. But it actually helps him. Probably doesn't. Oh, contact! And that'll free up Sayed for a bit. Jokovic must have gone up the inside or something. And that'll be questioned after the race as well. As these two will fight. Both Alpines were in defense in turn 6. Or not in defense. Both were just trying to make moves in turn 6. One defending, one attacking. And both being very brave with what they do. Plum will get another 3-second time penalty, and that'll really cement the fact that he'll be in 13th place by the end of this race. And oh, big slide there! Sayao went a bit deep or broke early or something. As my controller decides it's not going to work anymore. Excuse this. Hi, can you work, please? Thank you. Anyways, big things happening there. Oh no. In the walls for Jokovic, probably fighting Plum there. Doesn't seem like he has wing damage. But I think he's going to be calling this race quits, yeah. And that'll put Plum in the points, but I wonder what penalty points might come if there was contact between the two. And if it was someone's fault. Pedro here looking for moves. Now that these two have penalties, so this race now is actually one to look at. Pedro making moves, trying to put 7 in 7th place. Man second in the championship, having not a good race here compared to his teammate and others. But now to the inside for Pedro. Can he try to hold this one? 7's going to really defend that, and it won't work out for him just yet. We're still in the time where we could have safety cars, so these drivers got to stay careful. Especially at the front. Mark made a big mistake, or KNYT kid is just fast or something, because he is now has a 7-second gap and has way more cemented himself into this position. Faginil is now on the back of JD as well, and he has a 3-second time penalty, so he's probably started pushing again, knowing that his 3rd place is now really on the line, more than it was before. As now he has multiple fights for multiple positions. At the end of this race, late race drama here that could give us an exciting end. Anything can happen. Lap 29 of 31. Now safety cars can no longer happen. So whatever happens is cement here. Whatever happens really does happen. And what's happening is a move and something getting in the way of our stream here. And, well, Saginaw won't be able to make that move just yet. A little bit of contact. While he went to the inside, got really squeezed to the inside there. Was not able, both McLarens attacking here for positions. Crucial positions in this race. And I wonder if Frenny's going to get more of a penalty here. He's got 3 seconds with penalties. At this point, all the drivers are on hard tires. It doesn't even matter at this point. Let's look at the penalties now at the end of this race, where it's crucial that these drivers all can do something. Frenny probably on tires are screaming at him because of the pit stop he had to make early. Because of the fact that he had this incident with JD in turn 7 that put him with wing damage, Dark with wing damage, or no, Plum with wing damage, I mean, and put that Mercedes way out of this race. And I think big penalties coming from him after. But at this point, his 3-second now covers Pedro, who could have big points for McLaren here by the end of this race. Goku for a 6-second time penalty. Hicks is caught up to them somehow, and he'll be looking for a move to get himself into 8th and give Red Bull big points by the end of this one to fight against Ferrari for the constructors. There's a 14-point difference. So far here, Ferrari not having a good day, Red Bull having a great day. And oh! Diego's gonna have a little bit of a mistake there. And these two go side by side. There's wing damage! Oh, what has happened? We need to know. I looked away. I should not have looked away, because these two have made contact, and that ruined Sagina's chance at 3rd place, and more big points for McLaren that he could have had. Oh dear. JD getting caught up in another incident with another driver while fighting in the podium positions, except this time it doesn't cost him as much. It costs the other driver way more, like it had. Plum has another 12-second time penalty. Pedro's been looking for this move on 7 for quite some time now, and now we can really focus on it because no other battles are really going on that don't have a random penalty involved. That is, oh my goodness, half the wing off for Giggle, who ends up in the wall there fighting for everything that's going on when I look away. Anyways, last lap here for KNYT Kid, looking for a win here in Tier 2, and it'll be a very dominant one, in fact, as well, as Mark has big issues. He's really losing out here. What is happening? They're on the same tire life. I wonder if it's fuel saving that's becoming an issue here on this final lap. Maybe battery or something. Fighting here between these drivers as well on the final lap of this race. A bit of drama. His fuel's running low, that's for sure. I don't think it's anything that'll give JD a 2nd place here, but with a penalty, that's another driver off. It's Sayed in 12th, but besides that, none of that matters more than the race winner. Here, KNYT Kid will come around the final corner, take a dominant, nearly 10-second win for KNYT Kid. The Racing Bulls on top here in Singapore. Mark will come in 2nd, close to extend his championship lead even more, losing his win streak. JD will come in 3rd after a long comeback. And the Saginaw lower down contact between these drivers here. Hicks knows what he might have done wrong and lets him through if it was his fault. Frenny will drop down to 7th. 7 will finish 5th. Pedro 6th. And Saya way further behind. As, oh no. What's happened to Hicks? Has run out of fuel at the end here and loses everything. Up to 9th in the end because of penalties. Well, not everything, but a good effort from these drivers, and it's KNYT Kid on top. Well, it's KNYT Kid, the American, comes home victorious here in Tier 2 ahead of Mark, the championship leader, and JD. Well, that'll close off this race. These drivers all fought wonderfully. Very wonderfully. Don't worry about that. And now we can get a word from them after this one. KNYT Kid is victorious, had a mark ahead of JD, ahead of Saginel, 7, Pedro, Frenny, Saya, Hiex, Giggle Goonfart, 6-7, Syed, Big Plum, and Slayer Saskattle lap down. What a race, ladies and gentlemen. And it will end here. Big implications for the championship, especially between Red Bull and Ferrari in their title battle here. KYT Kid saying first win in 2 years. So congratulations to him on that milestone. Close this real quick so we can switch over. Well, this race comes to an end and we can hear from the drivers. And none of them are here just yet. They are here now. But let me just switch over to the little showroom thing here so I can make this actually look cool. Well, in second here, Mark. How you feeling after that one?
Yeah. That was a pretty boring but interesting race from my perspective because the top three at the start were clear. I think they were the clear top three in terms of pace, but JT and Freddie just took each other out, and yeah, and I got P2, and from that point, KNYT Kid, he's not here yet, but he was just too fast for me.
Yeah, he said he couldn't talk.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Yeah. I was running medium TC for the first time today, so yeah.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah, I was running full TC before, so yeah. It's still congrats to guys on the podium, but yeah, it was a very interesting race. Even though for me, I never battled with anyone, but still, yeah.
Well, it's another gain in the championship for you in your title fight here and defense. Maybe if you, of course, won't be showing up, but
yeah.
Again, second place. We saw you're going a little bit slow at the end. If you could give us any info on that as well.
Yeah.
But also, a good race, of course. If there is anything.
Yeah. Do you want me to speak on your question on the end of the race?
Yeah.
Yeah. I was just sliding everywhere because the car got lighter at the end of the race, and I'm not very good with the medium TC yet. So yeah, I was just sliding everywhere, especially like turn 3 or 4. Yeah, I slid there, like I almost spun there 2 times and I lost like 4 seconds. So yeah, that's what happened.
Yeah. Fair enough then. Well, congratulations for you, P2. It was good fighting. Or well, I mean, driving, I could say. Not a lot of fighting in there. But a very easy drive for you, I assume, to P2. A very less stressful one, I would say. Unless last time I commentated in Coda. Well, congratulations and good luck for the rest of this championship, man.
Yeah, thank you.
Well, congratulations to you, Mark. We're gonna go on to our next driver here on the podium in P3. JD, how you doing? JD, are you there?
Hello?
Yep, we can hear you.
There we go, fixed it. Oh, English, please. How is everyone?
Well, we're good here. It is great
Very
watching
good.
you fight. P3 for you. Good fighting there. Try and get that recovery drive there after that unfortunate incident. It was seen on stream as well. Very incredible moment there. How are you feeling?
I'm happy to get a podium out of that. Definitely felt like I could have got a lot more out of it, but it is what it is.
Well, yeah, it was a great effort after fighting for the win. Seen with that incident there, that unfortunately looked like it wasn't any fault of your own, but, you know, of course, reviewed after in the steward's room. Implications there, you're looking for maybe first win this season? I don't know if you have one already. Of course, with
Yeah,
Mark now, his streak being taken down.
I just wanted to, it's really difficult. I was hoping for the win, obviously with the pole, but yeah, first win of the season would have been nice. Stopped Mark, possibly, but glad someone else stopped Mark on his little streak of wins.
Well, yeah. Well, better luck next time, and, you know, of course, hopefully we can see you still keep going in this championship here. Best of luck, and, well, of course, better luck next time, of course. Well, thank you, JD, and Mark for being here. Good talking with our top two here. Well, second and third place. First place not able to be here. Said asked if he would like a paragraph. We haven't gotten one yet. We'll see if he can get one in a second. And do we have any winner of tier 3 that we could get in here as well? Any tier 3 winner? I don't know if we could get the tier 3. Frenny would like to speak. You're on stream, by the way, so don't say anything crazy.
Yo, what's up, guys?
Well, how are you? I guess. How was your race? What position did you come in again? 7? Frenny? Frenny, you there? He's left. Well, that's boring. I didn't kick you out. I don't kick you out. What are you talking about? You're not getting back up here. Nah. Alright, well. Ladies and gentlemen, that'll be the end of this stream. And, well, we'll see you later. Have a good one, everyone. It was great hearing from our top 3, and, a great race there in Tier 2. No ideas about Tier 3, but,